If, like me, you've watched any of those PowerPoint animation videos on YouTube, you've probably seen them use the option Merge Shapes. But what about all of the options? Because they only ever really focus on one or two. Let me show you all of the options in Merge Shapes. I'm Michelle, a computer coach here sharing tips and tricks on your everyday software to help make life that little bit easier. If you find any of these videos interesting, please do like them and of course subscribe to the channel to be told as new videos become available. Plus, if you'd like additional tips and tricks sent straight to your inbox, then use the links in the description below to pick your favorite guide and join my email list. Anyway, let's get on with merge shapes here in PowerPoint. Obviously, I've created a PowerPoint presentation, but let's look at each one in turn. How do you get merge shapes up? First off, you need to have a minimum of two shapes. Doesn't matter what they are, but obviously the ones you want. So insert a couple of shapes, and you can see for this video, a rectangle and a star, and I've made them different colors, so it's much easier for you to see how things are changing. Then you need to select the shapes that you want to merge. Two ways of doing that. The way that's actually a lot easier is you're going to click and drag, make sure you've not got anything selected, and you want to fully enclose the shapes and let go. You can see they're both selected. Now, if you've got more items on your slide than just the ones you want to merge, then what you need to do is select one, hold down Shift, click on the other to then select both of them. So whichever method works best for you. When they're selected, we're going up to the ribbon and the tab called Shape Format, which then shows you in the Insert Shapes section the drop-down list for Merge Shapes. You can see there are 5 different options, and let's look at each one in turn. So first off, we've got Union. And what that's going to do is to take these different shapes and make them into a single one. So as I choose Union, you can see I've lost my individual handles. They're now a single item. They look terrible, but it's now a single item with those two shapes merged in. That's really good if, for example, you need a triangle and a square making into a different arrow. So unions can be quite useful. Our next one is combine. So let me select that back into shape format, merge shapes, and then combine. Now, as I hover over this one, you'll see that the big difference is instead of making them into a single solid shape, what it's actually doing is pulling them together. So if I click combine, you'll see that it's gone into my blue color, not my green color. So that's interesting to note. And what it's done is the parts that were overlapping have now been removed. It's combined the two shapes together, it's taken out the overlapping item. And again, if I click and drag, you can see they are a single item now. Moving on, fragment. This one is one that can be useful, and you may have seen it in the videos. Shape format, merge shapes, and let's choose fragment. And again, you notice it's turned the blue color. But now what I've got is lots of different shapes and lots of different items on my screen. So if I click away, remember I had 2 items. What I've now got is everywhere that they intersected, it's become a different item. And that includes the tip of the star that was just peeking out. So fragment takes everything that you've done and just separates it all out into different ones. So if, for example, you want a chart with like a piece of the pie blown out, you could fragment it to let you choose that one item. If you do something like that and you want to keep everything else the same, then I do recommend that you use the group option, which you'll find as another video. All right, so that was fragment. Intersect. So again, let's select this. And if you haven't noticed, one of the key things is not just having 2 items, but 2 overlapping shapes, because otherwise merge doesn't work. So shape format, back into merge shapes, and let's choose intersect. And what we've now got is that leaves me with just the piece that overlapped. So where the 2 shapes were intersecting, overlapping each other. Again, it can help you make interesting items. And then last one is subtract. So again, let's select both items into shape, into merge, and then subtract. And what you'll notice is this has got rid of the extra piece of the star, but more importantly, has got rid of part of the star that overlaps. This is one that you may have seen quite a lot on some of those other videos. So let me give you a really good example. I'm going to create another box. And what I'm actually going to do is insert a text box over the top. I'm just going to type my name. Make it a lot bigger. And let's center it. And the other thing that would be useful is make the text box fit the text. Okay. Right, so if I now select both these options and go into show format, merge shapes, and again subtract, you'll see that it's now subtracted my name. So that actually now shows up as a single item. And of course, if I put something behind it, you'll see it through. You've got 5 different options in terms of mesh shapes. Don't restrict yourself to just one. Have a play around with it and see how you can use it to make your presentations more interesting in the future. I'll see you on the next video.